Welcome back to Spread Your Music to the World here on Tap Detroit with DJ DosLopez. Today we have Second One Army. Yay! I'm so happy.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm thorough.
Thorough.
Intense?
Intense.
Well.
Mm-hmm.
Introspective.
That's good.
Profound.
Yes.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Nobody asked you how you're doing. How are you doing, Brenda?
I'm good. I'm enjoying the day.
That's good and important.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got a frozen pop. That's good.
I do, and it's pina colada, too, and I was really worried. You know, yellow is a precarious color when it comes to flavored things, because it could be lemon, it could be nanner,
Yeah.
or it could be a pina colada, and that's what it is. It's pina colada, that's all like pineapple. There's colada involved, though. It's great.
That's good. I have one, too. It's on the ground. I don't know why it's on the ground.
Fuck, I just tried to eat it from the wrong direction. Jeez Louise. Anywho.
That's good. That's good. So, what type of music do you do?
If I had to pick from existing genre, I guess I would say, I don't really know. I just tell people nonsense. I guess it's hip hoppy, rappy because I am doing the rhymey words thing over the drum beats. But I don't want to just do that, and there's definitely a bunch of stuff that is not that. I don't know, sorcery. I just trip hop maybe. Mm-hmm. Some of the instrumentals are even like my friend in Romania who lives in the mountains of Transylvania, Vosto. He does a lot of the production, and some of his instrumentals are can be classified as dubstep or as like downbeat and ambient sort of thing. I guess I just say rappy stuff.
Yeah. When did you first start?
I'd say 14 or so. No, I don't know. Well, I know that I started writing rappy things when I was like 13, 14. The first time I ever graced a stage, though I wouldn't call it gracing it, back then I was doing like just parodies and stuff, and my staple was about having sex with a squirrel. So I wouldn't use the word grace, but the first time I got on a stage and did things was at age 19, I believe. And henceforth, it's been the thing of my existence. So let's say I began a while ago.
Yeah, so good. So why did you decide to start making music or like start making, what you do?
I guess because I liked other music that I was listening to, and there was like some stuff that I wanted to do with it in the future. With expressing things that weren't being expressed in the music that I was listening to. Although at the beginning I just kind of mimicked what I enjoyed, as most do. But now I feel like I'm doing a thing. Now I can say I'm doing it because nobody who the fuck else is going to make this stuff if not I. Now I owe the swear jar a quarter. But yeah, that's really it. I really because I'm a particular turtle, and there's some particular mouth sounds that only this particular turtle can do, and who's going to fill that void but I?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
No.
Are you a solo artist, or are you like part of a group?
That's an interesting question, because so the Zach and What Army thing is supposed to entail that every time I do a thing, it's unless I'm just a cappella making mouth sounds into a microphone, then it's always supposed to be a collaboration. So I have most of the time. In the past, the music has been done by Vosto, a electronic producer from the mountains of Transylvania and Romania that I met via YouTube, and we talk on Skype, and we have a radio show together. One Space Dragon, who you knew, who threw in the disclosure.
Space Dragon.
So I don't produce the music sounds myself unless I do the boom, but even then it's just like what's the word? I orchestrate. I compose. Yes, I compose things with my mouth sometimes, but I do not produce the things for the finished recording stuff. So there's always another turtle involved. Ergo, it's kind of always a collaboration. But at the end of the day, when there's a Zach and What Army performance, it is but I.
Yes.
Doing the things.
So how did you come up with that name?
Who? I've always liked "you and what army" as an expression. I remember hearing it in the show Recess. Do you recall Recess?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
And that's kind of my whole ethos is kind of like embodied by that. Well, you and what army? Well, I'm still gonna try, sort of thing. And then there's also there's kind of a quadruple entendre in there that I'm not supposed to reveal. That's part of my inner Illuminati thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But I likes it. It makes me feel good. It's good when you find a name that you like, you know, and it's got a question mark on it. Although they don't bill me as with a question mark, and that makes me sad. But whatever.
Where do you usually play?
The Gallery of the Tangerines, as of lately, most of the time, Tangent Gallery, which is not too far from where we sit right now.
Yes.
That is where I've pretty much predominantly been doing my stuff. But Detroit, Birdie Man, the Festivalian circuit when I can get in. This next year I'll probably be doing a lot more festivals because I am now quote unquote marketable, because I have a turtle who will assist me in doing like the numbers and the words thing to be like quote unquote professional. But in the past I just in the woods I kind of just walk up on people and then just spout at them. To be honest, that's how most of it happened. But now I'm amplified, and it's getting cooler, it's getting weirder, it's getting bigger, it's getting good.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Right.
When are your upcoming shows?
Well, in 2 days there is the Bubbleocalypse. Nonsense Night is a thing that we began that happens at the Gallery of the Tangerines, and it is a lot to explain, but it's a participant-driven, as in a thing that is created and elaborated on by the people who come to it. Event that happens. I'm not even going to say regularly because it's just pretty much whenever we want to. It's Nonsense Night. There's no plan. You know about Nonsense Night.
I love Nonsense Nights.
It's the best. I know, it's so good. And this one's about bubbles. I mean, there's also there's 2 events happening that night. There's the Bubbleocalypse and there's Sparklegeddon. Bubbles and sparklers are going to meet on the field of battle, and though one would think that the sparklers will probably win in the physical realm, I think that bubbles like kind of live on, and they end up being the more profound. I mean, we'll see. There doesn't have to be a war. Like I said, it's participant driven. It's like if the folks there don't want to have a bubble sparkle war, then it can be peaceful. But I think it's going to get violent. I think it's going to. Yeah, you know. And you can't really avoid violence when you have something that is so easily destroyed by another thing. Yeah. it's probably gonna go down. But yeah, that and then Burning Man's coming up, and I'm just gonna do as much as I can at the Burning Man's, because that's like it's quite a container for the thing that I do. Yeah.
That's so good. So can you tell me a little bit about your song Nonsense Man?
Yes and no. I will say that it is like it is my staple and my favorite thing. I guess I'll spill the beans. That to me is why the song Nonsense Man. Should I say it? That is why being able to do that song on a regular basis in front of magical turtles, whether or not they are perceiving the message that I intend from it, because I'm not one who thinks that there is an answer to like, what's that song about? Like people would say like, did you know that Tambourine Man by Bob Dylan is about like heroin, and it's like Tambourine Man, Mr. Drug Dealer, sell some drugs to me sort of thing. Like, I think that's nonsense. I think it's like whatever you perceive as the listener, you're right, you know. So that's why there's all this instrumental music and music without even any lyrics, and people totally have an idea of like, this song means to me this feeling, this vibe, this idea, and there's not even anything being said to there's just feeling in your brain reacting to it. But anyway, Nonsense Man to me lyrically is the reason why I don't feel the need to chime in about things like Confederate flags and lions being slain and gender issues and stuff like that, because I feel like I've already made my position pretty clear in a 4-minute song. I feel like I touch on all of that. We're ridiculous people. We're ridiculous people, and we have no idea what we're doing, and we're all incredibly silly. We're too silly to do anything seriously. We shouldn't be taken seriously. Ergo, our ideas and the things that we're willing to fight for are, it's nonsense, man. And we should all just get along because you're all just too ridiculous to have a firm stance on anything. You know?
Yes.
Yeah.
How about Promiscuous Squirrel?
Oh, that's straight from the heart, yo. That really
Is that
just...
your squirrel thing you were talking about earlier?
That's just the essence of my being. Actually, funny thing about that, there was like a 4-year period where I shunned that song because I was ashamed of it. And then I just like one night was like, I'm gonna do Promiscuous Squirrel. I got this Beanie Baby squirrel that I can, because I used to have a puppet that I would do it with. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it tonight. And then it just got such a good reaction at age like I think it was like 26, and then it was just like was completely ashamed of it for so long, and just it was I wrote it when I did it when I was 16. To that Nelly Furtado song that is from Promiscuous Girl, but now I embrace the stupidity of everything. I actually prefer that things be dumb and gratuitous. So yes, I have chosen that track to spread to the world. Because it's very relatable, It's really a lot of people can exist on that plane of intellectualism. I don't know. I don't do much parody things anymore. I do Disney parody things now, but I haven't done one in a while, and I feel like there's almost like an etheric reason why I've had like a writer's block of doing just purely parody Weird Alien sort of things, because turtles love that stuff, and it's very not to sound immodest, but it's very easy. Or at least I find it very easy to write a parody. The song already exists. I just have to make it into something ridiculous. But I have not felt any calling to make parody stuff in a long time, and I think it's because reality wants me to amass a large arsenal of esoteric, intellectual, whatever the fuck, substantive, meaningful things, and then that only be liked by a certain amount of folks. And then one day I'll be like, hey, if you just made a couple of those parody things that everybody enjoys, and maybe made a video of one of them once and for all, because I've never made a video for any of the things, then there would be this, a lot of folks would like that, and then they would stumble upon things like the God Fractal and stuff like that. So that might be neat for 12 or more folks, and that's the whole point, right, Brenda? You're trying to make 12 or more folks have a weird mind heart experience, or maybe just amuse them. I don't really care. The ball's not really in my court of what people do with the stuff, but yeah. Parodies.
Yeah. I like the one with the Can You Feel
the drugs.
The drugs.
Yeah. One day there'll be a whole album of just Disney / Broadway singy parodies, because I do love doing that. I love to sing. I enjoy karaoke, and essentially that's what that is. Only you're bastardizing a children's song. So I will get back into that at some point. I just can't summon the desire to right now. I just want to talk about weird stuff.
Yeah.
You gotta do what you want to do in this world. You know.
You do.
You gotta, because
makes you happy.
They'll know. They'll know if it's ingenuine. They'll be able to tell. I sure can.
Do you have any shout-outs that you would like to give out?
Oh, many. There's so many magical turtles that are so important and so good. I related most to this project, I always have to mention Vosto. Is just an insanely talented turtle who works on a ski resort. He teaches ski lessons in the mountains of Transylvania. I've said this. He knew all of the mushrooms in the forest that were edible by 4 years old. He's an incredible guy, very dear friend of mine that I've never met in person. And one day, I promise to the world, one day I will somehow, or we will somehow get Vosto to America, to Detroit, for us to perform in person together. He is the one who made the instrumental for the God Fractal and a lot of my other songs. And we're working on an entire album together called The Infinite Rainbow Nightmare Spectrum that will feature both collaborations of his music, my words, and also a few of just his compositions, which are he makes beautiful music, and he's a beautiful turtle, and I really want to be a big part of his having the opportunity to travel, particularly to America, so that we can do stuff live together. Because, if this is a duo, if this is not a solo project, then Mr. Vosto is definitely the most profound co-turtle.
Yeah.
Space Dragon. I would give a shout out just to the Space Dragon in Hawaii right now, who is forming alliances in the academic and science community, so that we may soon reunite for my killing it, as it were, in the art game, and he will kill it, as they say, in the movers and shakers of the world arena, and then we will bring these things together for an ethos and a movement that I call intergalactic hood rat shit.
Yeah.
which is the combining of intellectualism and the real world affluence and moving and shaking, the doing of the big things, the Elon Musks and stuff of the world, and just straight ratchetry, just silliness and squirrel fuckery and things of that nature. Because if you combine those two things, I think you've got a revolution on your hands. I think if you have an intelligence and actual backing and science and stuff of that nature, with irreverence and silliness and lightheartedness, and something that gets folks involved that didn't feel part of that, like they were invited to play rainbow games as well, but reindeer games in the past. You're gonna have a revolution on your hands, because most of us get a little intimidated by, hey, we're gonna save the world. But if you say, hey, we're gonna unleash bubblery and silliness, a lot of folks feel qualified to do that. So it's gonna be a whole thing. It's an evolving thing right now. But yeah.
Yes.
We're trying to save the world. Well,
Yes.
He's trying to go to space. I'm trying to save the world.
Yeah.
I'd like to go to space as well.
Can you tell us your social media so we can find you?
Just at this point, I would just say, this sounds so broy, Google me, bro. I believe I'm the only Zach and What Army thing that exists. So if you look the ZAK and What Army or ampersand, it will come up on all the things. But I do have a space bookery, and that is Zach and What Army, all one word. YouTube is where I want you to go, though, because what do we really get out of connecting from the space book? Like, if you have something to Facebook me, like a message or some important thing, then like, sure, but let's meet in real life and have an Eskimo kiss or something, because like really that sometimes there'll be a turtle who's like trying to say something super sincere with a paragraph on there, and it's like, well, sometimes they live far away. Anyway, what I'm saying is, I think we can have a better one-sided conversation on YouTube, because I tend to not. I have difficulty responding to the space boofs, because there's so much boofage going on there. There's so much boofery. There's too much to boof. I don't have that much storage capacity to boof as much, as getting thrown at me to boof through the face.
So tell me about this God Fractal performance you're gonna be doing.
Tell you about it. Well,
like, how did you end up coming up with it, or like, what made you write it?
Well, I can make it sound super theatrical, or I can say the truth. And this is the question of my life, Brenda.
Both.
Yeah, no, because they are both. It is usually both. There's never a flat out lie in the theatrical version. It's just favoring the more amusing. I recall getting the instrumental from Vosto and him being like, this is what is probably my loveliest. This is probably my best work. You need to make a song from this, and I listened to it, and then I went to the Burning Man in 2012, I believe. Yeah, 2012, and had heard it before, and it was like knowing that, like, as soon as I get back, I'm writing a thing to that, And I think I listened to it a little bit on my travels there, and then on the night where they burned the man thing, I remember the chorus coming to me, and the whole light and divine truth, and then returned back to Michigan, and took some of the thoughts and experiences that I had at the Desert Bernie thing, but also just the culmination of all the things that I have observed and learned, if you will, throughout my entire life, and then just wrote the verses. And folks want to think that these things just come to you in a block, which sometimes they kind of do. Mm-hmm. But the interesting thing about like stuff that ends up being super magical once it's done, and the result is that it doesn't matter if you sat and revised, or you toiled over a thing and whatnot, or if it just streamed out of your mouth, brain, third eye, heart, whatever. It's like, it's at the end of the day, I don't really recall how it came to be, but I knew that once it was done, it was like, I told Space Dragon, like, set up a camera in the studio thing. This has to happen now. Like, I could probably get more familiarized with this before going and making a presentation of it. But it was very, very quickly. It was like, it's done. Let's do this. And then set up a camera and recorded that studio performance that's on YouTube. If you YouTube search God Fractal, it'll be the thing that comes up with the lyric scrolling. And that was recorded like very, very quickly after the song was written, and it was like one of the first times I ever performed it, and it was that, and it's a one-shot thing, and then after that, things got weird. After that, things got crazy. That took things to new levels, because that was before that I was primarily a comedian thing. And then once I put that out, and the reaction that came from it, there was a lot of folks being like, you should do more serious stuff, or serious, you should do more sincere things of that nature, because there's something there, bro. Mm-hmm. And I agreed, and now I've been putting a lot of energy into that, and not doing so much stand up and parodies and silly stuff, which that's still my main mission, is the giggles and the laughter and the silliness, but. Mm-hmm. There may be some work to do with this sort of thing. Lovely. It's a matter of importance to me that you be lucid and aware of what you're able to be. Since I was able to see the lack of limits, I've been infinite, and this is indiscriminate. It isn't narcissistic. Arson isn't always meant to be destructive. It's an art form. This is my attempt to start the fire that makes you art more. Logic less, cause logic since the dollar has been off of it. I'm offering a sentence that can bring us back to sanity. Empathic but emphatically, I plan to see you mastering the art of your existence so that everyone can benefit. And on and fractally, it blossoms into everything, and mindfully we intervene, i.e. create reality. I used to hate this word, but now I know its definition, and I've learned to trust my family. I see all 7 billion, and I deem it time to DMT you all with my opinion, and I pray to my creators that just one of you will listen, cause the light and divine truth was always inside you. I'm here to remind you that you are not what confines you. We traveled through time to arrive at this line, and now you are in a vessel designed to invent and define truth. Illusion divides you, but you are the limitless vine through which everything vibes through. I need only remind you that you are the light and divine truth that was always inside you. I'm here to remind you that you are not what confines you. We traveled through time to arrive at this line, and now you are in a vessel designed to invent and define truth. Illusion divides you, but you are the limitless vine through which everything vibes through. I need only remind you that I am the Illuminati of my own reality. I am not afraid of those who benefit from apathy, cause I am not a slave to any entity or anything. The mission of this spell is reconnecting I with everything. Inevitably, everything is bound to evolve, cause that's the nature of this fractal that we're all so involved with, revolving around a nucleus that nuclearly powers us. But I've comprised a theory that suggests we really power it. Power is the act of understanding what we're standing on. This is not the planet I was born from, though the mastodon is part of me. I'm partially a particle lost, time and space, but I'll remember when they're blasting me off that I am everything. Free from the pendulum I may never be, but I control my darkness just enough to make a friend of it. Addendumless, my Bible is remembering the ultimate, that every channeled verse is holy text because we come from it, and every son and daughter is my bleeding hearted counterpart. So I will find the others and remind them that we have a heart. You're part of God whenever you remember, and I'm sure now, endeavoring forever on the quest of showing more how the light and divine truth is always inside you. I'm here to remind you that you are not what confines you. We traveled through time to arrive at this line, and now you are in a vessel designed to invent and define truth. Illusion divides you, but you are the limitless vine through which everything vibes through. I need only remind you that you are the light and divine truth that was always inside you. I'm here to remind you that you are not what confines you. You traveled through time to arrive at this line, and now you are in this vessel designed to invent and define truth. Illusion divides you, but you are the limitless vine through which everything vibes through. I'm just here to remind you that you are God. I'm here to remind you that you are not what confines you. You traveled through time to arrive at this line, and now you are in a vessel designed to invent and define truth. Illusion divides you, but you are the limitless vine through which everything vibes through. I need only remind you that you are God. Remind you that you are. I'm only here to remind you that we are. And I'm here to remind you that you magical turtle! You're the most magical turtle in the entire world. You are. Thank you for watching Spread Your Music to the World. I am Zach in Wood Army Winchester. You can tune in on tapdetroit.com. Listen to mouth sounds and music things. You're the best. Enjoy.
In the middle of the woods, I am a nonsense man, living in the kitchen with the pots and pans. We are the nonsense men, swimming in the desert with the scorpions. I am a nonsense man, I live in the garbage with the trash and cans. We are the nonsense men, skipping through the forest with a Swede named Sven. I am a nonsense man, I owe the government about 1,000 grand, living in a mitten where the shit doth slam into the goddamn ceiling fan. And I have a wristwatch cam. Tell me what this is and can it stitch my pants? Ripping little children from their grandma's hands and jigging with the kitten in a crip walk jam. Yo, I know a kid named Stan who sits with the women in a switchlock stance, sifting through the linens when I dickbox cats.
This shit isn't making any sense.
Well, that's because I have a fucked up brain, playing skittle cricket with a Brit named Shane. Ain't no rhyme or reason for the pricks I've slain, so get up on the motherfucking nonsense train, yo. I am a nonsense man, living in the kitchen with the pots and pans. We are the nonsense men, swimming in the desert with the scorpions. I am a nonsense man, I live in the garbage with the trash and cans. We are the nonsense men, skipping through the forest with a Swede named Sven. You were born on a big blue sphere, with the men and the mice and bears. You began to behave like Norm, and you sat in the asshole chair. But the truth would resound in time, that the bears were not on our side. So I went on a nonsense quest that began on the night I declared in jest that I am a nonsense man. I don't want to listen to the white man Sam. I don't even like it when our kite paths jam. I just want to save the world with hopscotch paths and pots and clay. Is that so strange? Am I the only person in the world that's sane? Can't you see they want you to be numb and tame? I'm just saying, you should loosen up, okay? I am a nonsense man, living in the kitchen with the pots and pans. We are the nonsense men, swimming in the desert with the scorpions. I am a nonsense man, I live in the garbage with the trash and cans. We are the nonsense men, skipping through the forest with a Swede named Sven. I am a nonsense man, tripping in the ocean with the sharks and clams, never really giving any shits or dams. If you have a problem with the goddamn fact that this is a nonsense world, and everybody in it is a man, boy, girl, if you take it serious, then you're messed up. So grow a sense of humor, or you will get fucked. In the middle of the woods, your kids are crazy. Of the woods, in the middle of the woods, in the middle of the woods, I can't swim. In the middle of the woods, I can't swim. Your kids are crazy. The nonsense.
Get the fuck out of here.
I am in the middle of the woods.
I can't swim.